Yeah, welcome back to the third part of my series, Michael's Unboxes a Keyboard. Now, I've just had the fun to watch the other two videos, and if I critique myself a little bit, I definitely have to cut out the total amount of amps that I'm throwing in there everywhere. I gotta have to figure out whether I can sort of turn it off or maybe use AI to cut it all out. So we'll find out about that. But for today, it'll just be raw, and I'll basically gonna post this as is. I had to laugh pretty hard watching my own videos, so I'm not sure whether it's just me making myself laugh or whether I'm just a bit of a comedian when it comes to these reviews. So yeah, let's continue with the keyboard unboxing. Turns out there are two more boxes here. So one here is, I think that's sort of a tool. Sorry, I need to properly show it to you. There you go. A tool used to take those keys out. I'll just basically take it out, but won't do anything with it for now because I probably might just break things if I do. But yeah, very fancy that we get this too. And then there's this box. Says 2.4 G receiver. Is this a Wi-Fi module? Totally interesting. Looks like it. I probably should read the manual before playing around with that. Now, the USB-A cable, totally interesting. I don't know why we get that in 2025, but turns out my monitor has both a USB-A and USB-C connection, so we're just gonna try to hook that up to see whether we can get this thing to actually do something. Now, oh, I see. So it's off at the moment, and it's set to Mac. So there's I should probably hold it like this. Yeah, you see, so you can choose both Windows or Mac and whether it's wired or wireless. So we're gonna go with wired for now. I'm gonna really have to see whether this also supports Bluetooth or whether this uses Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz. Sort of yeah, indicates. So yeah, what should I do next? I thought maybe we'll just go over to the screen and see whether this just works. So I've opened a pages. So yeah, it does not work at this point. This is slightly sad, but let's see if you go to keyboard. Yeah, this is gonna take me ages. I'm gonna play around with that. I'll stop the video quickly, play around to get it working, and then I'll resume. And I'm back, and the camera again broke. Let me check what that is. This is a comedy of error, but hey, so are my videos for now. And one more time. So yeah, turns out probably those of you that already know these keyboards, you will have noticed that I didn't actually turn the keyboard on. So it turns out, if you look at this, this is actually a tri-state and not just an off or wireless. I thought it's either off or wireless, but turns out it's actually off, wired or wireless. So we'll go to wired, and as you can see now, it's starting to blink like a Christmas tree. Mac also tells me there's a keyboard setup assistant, so that's good too. It'll ask me to press a button. Okay, can't identify it. That's unfortunate. I'll just go with a standard keyboard and I'll set it up proper later. I can also show you here, you actually can already type. This is gonna make me total fast, given how the keys are so different. But yeah, that pretty much concludes my review and unboxing of this keyboard. I'll now go through the emotions, also called the 7 stages of grief, to actually use this keyboard. But I'll report back in a few days how I like it, whether I like it, One thing I found interesting, or do find interesting, for that I'm probably gonna have to move the camera here a little bit. Yeah, down there you can see the microphone. See here, it shows basically when I'm talking, and if I'm quiet, the bar goes down. And when I'm typing, basically the bar goes back up to human voice level. So isn't that neat? Thank you for watching. I'll promise I'll do better going forward with my videos. I'm also requesting feedback. Yeah, keep it coming. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, what I have to improve. I'm not gonna get better if I'm not being told what I'm doing wrong. Besides the obvious case things like saying all the time, I'm trying to gonna get better at that, but it'll take practice like everything else. Thank you for watching, and yeah, see you soon.